Most parents' worst nightmare is a white van and a stranger's hand on their child's stroller. Katie Sorensen claimed it happened to her in broad daylight, and she had the rough-looking suspects to prove it.
Police, you're reporting an emergency?
I suppose so, yes.
What are you reporting?
I was just at the Michaels here in Petaluma, and a couple tried to kidnap my children.
But as her follower count exploded into the millions, the police realized something terrifying. The monsters in her story were real people, but they weren't kidnappers.
What the best description you can recall?
I mean this in the nice, they're just kind of rough looking.
Are you or your husband, important people for some reason? Is there something they would be like, we're going to take your kids and hold them to ransom?
I might be my kids are very good looking. I don't know.
On December 14th, 2020, Katie Sorensen called 911 with a story that sent the quiet town of Petaluma into a state of pure panic.
Tell me exactly what happened.
We pulled into Michaels, we're getting out of the car, and a couple was parked in front of us. They followed us into the store, followed us throughout the store, followed us through checkout. We're on the phone right behind us. I heard them making comments about my children's hair color and eyes, and I thought it was just to be polite. I walk out to my car. There's a large white van.
There were two people who did this?
Yes, it was a couple.
Officer McGovern met Katie outside the station to get the details, and the story she told was straight out of a Hollywood thriller.
They were kind of suspicious. They were watching me. I took a while to get out of the car because I had a stroller. They followed me throughout the entire store, every aisle I went down, got in line right behind me. We're talking on the phone, and they were I wasn't listening to everything they said, but they did say blonde hair, blue-eyed, boy, girl. They were talking about my kids, I think.
Okay.
She described the couple as rough-looking and claimed they moved in unison, like seasoned predators waiting for the perfect strike.
Where did the people go?
So they got into their car. This was another big part. When I walked up, I knew what was happening because there was a white van parked right next to my car with the slider door right close, so they could have just put them in that white van.
Okay.
That's my assumption.
Officer McGovern asked the one question that would eventually tear this entire case apart. Did she actually see them talk to each other?
And then as those people were walking over to me, he got back in. And I made eye contact with him. And he
was the guy with the rimmed glasses that you described? So outside of proximity, did they communicate with each other? Or are you just assuming they were?
I'm just assuming they were.
Armed with a description of a Hispanic male in a Black Lives Matter hoodie and a red-haired Caucasian female, police began a frantic search. But Katie didn't wait for the law.
If you were presented photos of any of these people, would you be able to recognize them?
Yes. Just because I was looking at them, because I was trying to disregard my feelings and try to make conversation. Maybe I was just being crazy, so I kept looking right at them to see if they would talk to me, and they wouldn't make eye contact.
She took her story to Instagram, tearfully describing the targets on her children's backs to her 3,000 followers. By the next morning, that number hit 80,000.
What were the descriptions of the two females? Were the two ladies?
No, it was a male and a female.
Were the two people following you?
The male and the female were two people following me.
Okay, yeah, so what the best description you can recall?
The male he had darker skin tone, maybe Hispanic. He was wearing a black hoodie that said Black Lives Matters and had graffiti all around it.
The video reached 4 million views. In Petaluma, this wasn't just another viral story. It was a trigger for a community that had never forgotten the 1993 kidnap and murder of 12-year-old Polly Klaas.
The mask he was wearing was one of those it's just a pullover, like a sleeve.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's helpful.
Like a, what is it called, gator?
Yeah. He had a shaved head.
Describe the female again.
She was Caucasian, had reddish hair, but it was more of like box dyed. It wasn't natural red.
Distraught parents flooded the police department with calls, demanding the monsters in the Michaels parking lot be hunted down.
Day of this week, my children were the targets of attempted kidnap.
I definitely felt the heebie-jeebies. I didn't feel good, but I thought I was judging a book by its cover. They were not kind. That sounds bad, but they weren't clean-cut individuals.
But when Detective Yeager pulled the security tapes from Michaels, the thriller turned into a comedy of errors.
They were on the phone with somebody giving the descriptions.
I don't know if they were on the phone. I didn't turn around to see if they were talking.
You just
to someone
overheard
else.
them.
I just heard, and it was very weird context. Like, it didn't.
And then I guess, are you or your husband?
The detective visited Katie's home, but this wasn't a friendly follow-up. He had the footage, and it told a completely different story.
On the video footage, this couple actually is in the struggle for about 5 minutes.
Both of them?
Yeah. And so we watched them. We watched them on the video footage throughout the store, and they're not following. That you guys just happened. The only time you guys come back together is when you're in checking out. They come back. They actually have product items with them.
Katie's demeanor shifted from victim to confused narrator the moment she realized her movements had been tracked.
I want to make sure that you're accurate, and I'm not disheartening what you're telling me.
No.
I just want to make sure that, because what you're telling us and what we're seeing from the video surveillance, they don't match.
And I'm so glad that this happened, because I think this is an important piece. I don't know if you were the officer, I can't remember. Okay,
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Then, her husband stepped in to try and salvage the narrative, doubling down on the most dramatic and most easily disproven claim.
Things that we
That part, without a shadow of a doubt, that is what was happening. There is absolutely no rhyme or reason to someone taking steps forward and reaching. That is without a shadow of a doubt. I can see how the timing of following, in, I can see how that could have been misinterpreted.
The detective was highlighting a cold fact. Kidnappers don't usually stand in line for 10 minutes to buy a picture frame before snatching a boy.
However, she told her followers that after the couple described her children's features, she claims she then heard the man say,
The boy will be easier because he's not wearing a mask, so the mom must not really care about him.
Katie's story relied on a bizarre detail, a safe word she allegedly used during the attempted snatching.
For my personal, it's like if I am a victim of something like this, I would want to trust us, right? That we're going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I would like to trust the police department that we're going to do the right thing.
Yes.
I don't know if, and this is just me, I don't know if I would want my stuff blasted over video.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how that makes you feel. It would make me feel uneasy.
Yeah.
The detective pressed her on the parking lot footage. If the couple was circling her car and reaching for the stroller, the cameras should have caught it.
So did you go right from Michael's back to your car?
Yeah.
The man did exit the store quickly behind you, but the woman remained in the store for almost a minute, chit-chatting with the clerk. She was trying to make a sale. She was scanning something on her phone. I'm assuming that was like a receipt or a coupon. Yeah, so she remained in the store and was making...
The kidnappers were eventually identified as Eddie and Sadie, a local couple whose only crime was shopping while looking rough. Their teenage daughter had to see her parents' faces on the news as suspects.
Walking around my car. So they weren't walking hand in hand behind me out of the store.
Okay.
Because I was so just trying to get to the car, I didn't turn around and look. I just felt behind me. I just felt
there was some presence.
Yes. And then getting to my car.
In June 2023, the judge handed down his own safe word, guilty. Katie Sorensen was sentenced to 90 days in jail and 12 months of probation.
And then when she left the store, she was carrying a bag of belonging.
But this is not the end of the line for twisted crime. In our next case, you'll see how a mother did the unthinkable, locking her daughter in a sweltering hot car. To see exactly what happened next, click the video on your screen right now.